Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Thursday's art enrichment video, and this week we are doing the theme of science. Last time you guys were with me, I showed you how to make a spacescape, and I showed you guys with a bunch of different materials, different ways you could make the spacescape. If you haven't watched that video yet, go back and watch it before you watch this one, because this is part 2. In part 2, we are going to be making a 3D rocket. Whoosh. This is what I am going to show you guys how to make today. And then once you've made your rocket, you glue it onto your background, your spacescape, just like that. What do you guys think? Alright, so this rocket is a little bit more complicated than some of the other things I've shown you guys how to do. If you don't have a toilet paper roll or you don't have construction paper, it's okay. I will show you an alternative way to make your rocket for your spacescape. Hopefully you can find somebody who can give you a little bit of help and you guys can make this rocket together. I'm so excited about this one. I just want to give you guys a reminder before we get started. Friday, that is going to be tomorrow. I am going to go live right here on YouTube at 2 p.m. We are going to be doing a little science experiment that is also art related, but you're not going to keep the art that we make if you make it with me. If you don't want to make it with me, that's totally okay. But for Friday, you're going to need milk, food dye, and liquid soap, plus some kind of container that can hold it. And we're going to make that fun experiment, and I will explain the science behind that. All right, guys. Now I'm going to flip you over and show you how to make this 3D rocket. Alright, so I've got everything laid out that I'm going to use. Remember, if you don't have the exact same thing as me, that is okay. Please use whatever you have inside your house that you can make look like what I have. Okay, so I've got a toilet paper roll. This is going to help me make the body of the rocket. I've got some glue. Glue is very helpful. If you want to, you can use some tape. Tape would be fine as well. We're definitely going to need some scissors, a pencil. A ruler will be helpful, not necessary, and construction paper. And I also have white paper because I don't have any white construction paper. So this is going to be the main body. This is going to cover the body to make it look white. And then blue is going to be my extra color on the rocket. And these ones, can you guys guess what this is going to be? This is going to be the fire coming out of the back of the rocket. And I have one more extra special thing with me today. I have some aluminum foil, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create some shiny parts to the rocket, so it looks like there's some metal on the rocket. I think this should be pretty cool. So my husband really likes rockets, and we happen to have a few rockets laying around the house, and so I am using this rocket as a guide as to how to make my paper rocket. Okay. Move all of this stuff to the side. Don't need it yet. Okay, so and don't forget, you also need your pretty little spacescape that we made. My first step is this rocket is going to be too big if I make it like this, because I'm going to add a part up here and I'm going to add a part down here. So what I want to do is I actually want to make this toilet paper roll skinnier. Now, if you don't have a toilet paper roll laying around, you can just take a rectangle piece of paper and roll it and tape it or glue it together. This being a piece of cardboard will make it a little bit stronger. So I want to collapse it like that because I feel like that is going to be a good shape. You can either glue it or tape it, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to tape. Now I want to create that top cone part, this part up here. So this is that part down here. Now I need to make this part up here. So this I want to be blue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to roll the whole piece of paper, and then I'm going to mark with a little bit extra. So this is how wide I need it to be. And then let's see how tall I want it to be. I want it to be about here. So remember how we have that ruler? Our ruler has run away. There it is. Oh, that's about 6 inches. So right here and across. Cut that out. Okay, save this. I still want to do the wings on the side of the rocket with it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is you can either glue or tape this, completely up to you. I'm going to tape mine for now, but then I'm going to add some glue as well. I'm just trying to get the paper to curve a little bit. Make it easier. Now what I'm going to do is this side, this is my down side. So you have my slit and I have my slit. What I want to do is I want to cut away a little bit of this extra paper up here. Not a lot, just a tiny little bit of the edge, just to help this curl a little bit. If you want to leave the paper in there, you can, that's fine. What I want to do is I want to help this come to a point. And I can tell that I already have a little bit more excess that I want to cut away. And there we go. I like the tip of my rocket. Now I'm just going to actually have it stick off the page. If you want to cut it down a little bit shorter, you can also do that as well. You don't have to keep it this long. Voila! Okay, I like it. Now I want to cover my body with white because I actually want my rocket to be white. So same thing I did before. Have it go all the way around. Mark it a little bit bigger so you have overlap so you can glue it. Okay, and then I want my white paper to come up and cover this blue just a little tiny bit. So I want it about that big. Just draw your lines. I just remembered something else. I don't want it exactly to cover this. I want it to hang down just a little bit. So I actually need to add more so that it will hang off. The reason I want it to hang off is you guys see how it has a little bit extra down here? I want to be able to create that. And then this can all just be hidden inside. There we go. There is my body of my rocket. I like it. I'm going to get this glued down. There we go. Now I want to create a little window on this. And so here's a little scrap. I'm going to grab something that is a circle and trace it. cut this guy out. Now I want to grab a little bit of my tin foil. Okay, and grab something that is a smaller circle. Or I can just try cutting it. Let's see if that's going to be small enough. Yep. This way I have a little border around my window. And then I can glue it on right here. And I could actually add 2 windows if I wanted to, but I'm just going to add the 1. So I'm going to glue down the blue first. Make sure I get glue all the way to my edges because this is round. Hold it and count. Okay, I'm going to add glue to the dull side, not to the shiny side because I want the shiny side sticking up. There we go. Now I want to add some more tin foil just to make it look a little bit more like there's metal all over it. So I just cut off another little strip right here, and I want this to wrap all the way around, which it does pretty perfectly. And I'm going to make it a little bit skinnier and then glue it on. And whenever you stick stuff on, just make sure that your seams are always in the back so that nobody can see them. Now I want to repeat the same process, but down here at the bottom. Okay, now I am ready to make these little side pieces. Okay, so see how there's a long side, then a slope down, and then cut off, and this also has a little bit of a slope to it. My tin foil, get my blue paper back. Okay, did you guys see how many times I redrew it? So make sure it comes down, is flat, and comes down. So I'm going to cut this one out, and then I'm going to trace this one 2 more times so that I have 3 rocket pieces. There we go. I really like this rocket piece. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a few little snips. I'm going to snip it right here, just a teeny tiny little bit. Snip it here, just a little teeny tiny bit. So I give it 2 little snips. I'm going to fold it right here, one direction, fold it the other direction, and fold it this way. What that does is it now gives me a little area which I can put glue, and I can easily glue this onto the rocket just like that. So one here, and one here. All right, I'm gonna fast forward that and get this done. If you just want to stop here with just the 2 pieces, you can, but I really want the 3. And technically rockets have 4, but this is whatever you want it to be. I don't want it to have a back one because then I couldn't glue it down properly. Okay, the main part of my rocket is now done, but I want to add a little bit more to it. So right here, I want to add this little part right here. And then I also want to add some flames coming out of my rocket. What I did was I just cut a rectangle. Hopefully I cut it big enough. I'm going to make it small enough that it'll fit inside of there. And then let go. And that is how we add an extra little piece to that. And I want it to kind of taper in a little tiny bit. So glue it here. Make sure it fits again. Perfect. And glue it inside. And now I want to make some fire. So I actually want to start off with the red one. I would draw this out. Here and here. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't see that. Something like that. You can go online to see how to draw fire better. You can just do your best. This is what I've done. And there is the start of it. It's going to go inside of there. And now I want to switch over to the orange. And each time my little colors of fire are going to be getting smaller. There's my orange. And now for my yellow. And there is my fire that is going to be shooting out of the back of my rocket. I'm going to get these glued together really quick. Just put glue right here on the edge, glue right here on the edge, and squeeze it inside. And there is the fire for my rocket. And now, if I wanted to, I could pick up my whole entire rocket. I could do a bunch of glue right here, and I could glue it down onto my background. Voila! There is my 3D rocket for my Spacescape. Alright guys, remember, you don't have to do it exactly like me. If you can't make it 3D, if you want to just draw it on a piece of paper and then cut it out and glue it onto here, you can. This is your work of art. You make it any way you want to with any supplies you have at your house. If you don't have the tinfoil, don't worry about it. You don't have construction paper, color white paper, or just draw it on a piece of paper. Completely up to you how you finish this work of art. As always, please share it with me. I love seeing your works of art. You can email it to me. Your parents can find my email address on the school website, or you can send it to me in Twitter or at Instagram. and I will put those links in the description of this video. All right, guys, happy creating!